Good morning, boys and girls. Today is Monday, June 1st. This is our last week where I am posting new lessons. That last 8 days of school, I'm going to be posting optional fun review lessons for you to do or activities. Today is Monday, so it is an art day, or not art day, sorry, library day. Mrs. Warnott should be sharing something with you on Dojo for our library day. Mrs. Rich will also be sharing a sight word with you. Today, you should have had a science, a math, a reading, a writing, and a foundations lesson posted. 5 lessons. There's also an optional social emotional lesson that has been posted. Today, I'm going to go over the foundations, the reading, and the writing lessons. In foundations, Mr. Sestouli is going to review some of the diagraphs and then some of our vowels. So let's go through our vowels. There are pink cards. Ready? O, octopus, ah. A, apple, ah. I, itch, it. U, up, E, ed, eh. And that's where we started. So Mr. Sestouli talked with you last week about the CK diagraph, and he talked about how that the CK diagraph happens at the end of the word that has a short vowel. The short vowels are all the sounds we just did. But remember, he also told you that sometimes vowels can make a long sound. It's just the sound of their name. So O can go ah, like octopus, but it can also make an O sound like in coat. Oat. A can make an A sound like in apple, but it can also make an A sound like acorn. I can make an I sound like an itch, but it can also make an I sound like in lie, Ike. U can make an sound like in up, but it can also make a U sound like in unicorn. E can make an S sound like in ed, but it can also make an E sound like in Egypt. So today you're going to be looking at some words and listening to them and deciding if they have a long sound, a long vowel, like the vowel's name, or a short vowel, like in the cards we've looked at. Mom and Dad can help you read them if you are having trouble reading them, but I have some for us to practice for you to listen to. So here is the word, here are 2 words I want you to listen to. The first one is cap. The next one is cape. One of them has the long sound, the A. One of them has the short sound, the A. Which one had the long sound, A? K, ape, cat, app. I heard it in cape. So I'm going to put cape on this side because it had a long vowel sound. It said A, cape. Cap had a short sound. It said ah. So I'm going to put the brev there. Remember, Mr. Sestouli showed you that. It's a kind of a little swoopy line, and it tells you that is a short vowel. So it goes k, ap, cap. But this one says k, ape, cape. Let's look at 2 new words. Here's my first word, leap. Leap. Pen. Pen. Now, I got to think about which had the long sound and which had the short sound. The long sound of E is going to go E. the short sound of E is going to go eh. So let's say them slow. Here's pen. It had an eh. I'm going to put the breath there because eh, that's the short sound. Pen. I'm going to put it right on top of cap. So I think I know what this one. Let's say it slow and check. Leap. I heard an E. It is the long sound. Let's look at these next words. I'm going to bring them up close. Pine. Pine. Pin. Pin. So remember, the long sound of I is going to go I. The short sound of I is going to go eh. So let's see. Let's say them slow. Pine. I heard an I, so it's going to go in the long side. Let's say this one slow. Pin. I heard eh. Let me put my breath there. Pin. Nice job. This is first grade work. All right, I got another pair ready. The first one, log. The second one, boat. All right, the long sound of O is going to go O. And the short sound of O is going to go ah. Let's say them slow. Bow, O, oat. I heard O. That's a long sound. O. If it makes the vowel name, it's a long sound. Let's say this one slow. La, ah. I heard ah. Give it that breath. There's my breath. Log. All right, last pair. Ready? Hug. Hug. Huge. Huge. All right, let's say them slow. Remember, the long sound is going to go U. The short sound is going to go Let's see. Ugh. I hear an That's the short sound. Gave my breath right above it, so we know. And here's huge. Let's say it slow. Huge. Oh, I heard a U. I'm going to put it right down there in the long side. So you're going to be sorting some words into whether they have the long vowel or the short vowel. The long vowel words are hard to read, so you might need mom and dad's help with those, and that is okay. In writing, you're going to look at the list you made of things you can make, do, or be, and you're going to pick one to start writing and drawing the steps. Now, this lesson has a lot in it. If this lesson takes you until the end of the week to do one how-to book, that is fine. If you finish this how-to book by tomorrow and you want to start another one on Wednesday, there is a lesson posted, but it is optional. If you're still working on your first one, keep working on your first one. Now, Miss Kelly chose to do my book on how to brush Chewy's fur. So I worked on my words and pictures for my steps. So I started with the word first, and there's my first step. First, I use the sharp brush to get his fur loose. There's my picture. I added some labels. I put sharp brush, Chewy. Then I use the word next. Next, I use the glove brush to get his fur off. And again, I did some labels for mine. First, next, then I use the kitty brush behind his tail. So there's the kitty brush and Chewy. Last, I give him his treats. There's his treats, and there I drew him standing up so that because he was excited about his treats. So you're going to do your steps first, next, then last. If you want to do the picture and have mom or dad write what you tell them is the first, next, then last, that is fine. If you want to write the words and do the pictures yourself, that is fine too. Okay, but that your job for today and tomorrow, and it can go into Wednesday and Thursday as well, is to draw the pictures and write your words for your steps for your how-to book. In reading, we are switching our thinking. So you've been looking at a lot of fiction stories and doing a lot of talking about fiction stories, stories that are made up to entertain us. But for the next 2 days of lessons, you're going to be looking at non-fiction stories. So today, your story is going to be about rabbits. You're going to read a book all about rabbits, and you're going to need to tell some facts that you learned from the story. Remember, a fact is something that is true that you learned from a story. I have a book that we've read at school, and we also read during distance learning, and I'm going to quickly look through this book and find some facts. Oh, here's one. I think we talked about this one. I could say one fact I learned from this book was that elephants spray from their trunk. Let's see. Oh, here's another good fact. Hippos. Hippos soak in the water. That's a fact I learned from this book. Hippos soak in the water. Let's see. Oh, here's a good one. Lions. Lions play with each other. That's a fact I learned from this book because it says lions play. So those are some facts, some true things that this book taught me. So today you're going to look at a book about rabbits, and you're going to give me some facts about rabbits. So I'm going to put some videos for some sight word songs to help you learn our new sight word for this week. Also, Mrs. Rich will be posting her video. Also, if you would like Miss Kelly to give you a phone call or meet with me on Zoom starting next week for the end of the school year, please either let me know on Dojo or email, or if you can write directly on the document. It seems like some families have been able to write right on it. Others have had trouble. Let me know a date and time that will work for you. Just to let you know, Miss Irvin has asked me to be at school on June 10th. I know there's a few families who signed up for June 10th, but Miss Irvin has asked me to be at school to help out with distributing your materials. So I am going to ask you to set up another time because I would like to be there to help out with that process. So I will be in touch with you through Dojo or email to see if we can set up another date to do our check-in. If not, maybe we can just move the time to later after the distribution of materials is done. June 10th is the distribution of materials. I believe kindergarten is first thing, 9:45-ish. I'm not 100% sure on the time, but I know that Miss Irvin sent an email, so you should have that information. Right now, the materials that I am returning are clothing materials, papers and things like that. I have saved anything that was important and put it aside so that I can put it together for you and have it back to you when we return to school. The district was frowning upon us giving any paper materials back because it was just too much stuff, and we didn't really know how sanitary it was right now. So, but I did hold on to that stuff so that it can be taken care of when we do return to school. So, but extra clothes that you had in the lockers or smocks, I think those were the two things I put into a bag with your child's name on it. So if you think you had things in the classroom, you may come on over then, and Miss Kelly will be there helping hand stuff out. Please contact me if you have any questions or comments. Don't forget to let me know if you'd like to sign up for a meetup if you can't write on the document. Have a wonderful Monday. Please do not hesitate to contact me if you have any issues. We are almost done. I know this has not been easy. It's not been easy for Miss Kelly either, but we're almost done. Yay! Have a wonderful day. I miss you, miss you, miss you.